All right, guys, this is Brandon Fredrickson here, and I like to get things started kind of right on time. So looks like a few people are in here, and some people might be showing up a little bit later, but we're just going to get rolling right now because, like I said, I like to make sure that I get things on time. Is everybody kind of excited? Here we are coming right up into 2018, right? And this webinar is going to be about making 2018 your best year ever. We're going to focus on today is how you can close 3 to 5 high-ticket local agency clients every single month. Now, when I say high-ticket local agency clients, I mean the type of people that are willing to pay you between $2,500 and $10,000 per month for your local marketing services. Does that excite you guys? Does that excite you to think about, being able to talk to people and get real businesses to pay you, $2,500 to $10,000 per month to do their local marketing for them? And I'll tell you, one of the great things about this is that it really doesn't take very much time to work with these clients. Each one of them takes you, the onboarding process takes a little bit of time, bringing them on board, familiarizing them with what you do. But once that's out of the way, you really only have to spend about an hour and a half or 2 hours per month on each one of these clients. In the last 6 months, Caleb and I have been able to scale to $545,000 a month. Now, it didn't start off this way. When we first started our agency, we struggled just like everybody else. We talked to a lot of people that turned us down. We talked to a lot of people that just wanted to do free trials and get leads from us and then not sign up. We went through the same struggles as probably just about anybody else out there. It was really frustrating, But today I'm going to show you the process that we've used to really turn it around. We've generated a client getting process. We actually have 7 different client getting processes, and I'm going to show you one of them today. It's probably the simplest one to use and the quickest. You can reach out to a lot of people with it, and a lot of people that are going to want to work with you. A lot of people that are going to be willing to pay you a lot of money. Does that sound good to you guys? I think that sounds good. And like I said, we're going to focus on making your 2018 the best year ever. And I'm going to show you on this webinar an exact plan for how you can do that. So why is local marketing and consulting so hot right now? Why is it the fastest growing sector on the internet? Why is it that, all of the gurus are talking about it? Now, not a lot of them are doing it, but certainly a lot of them are selling you on local marketing. And why are so many people right now being able to start their local marketing agencies and scale from nothing to $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, even $100,000 or more per month really quickly? Well, it starts with some big changes that are happening in the world. Back in the day, advertising for local businesses used to be fairly straightforward, fairly simple. A business would put up a Yellow Pages ad. A business might advertise on television, or they might advertise on the radio. Frankly, none of that shit's working anymore. Yellow Pages ads, unless you're in a very small town, in a really small market, is just flushing money down the toilet. In fact, incidentally, remind me at the end of this, I'll tell you something about how you can use the Yellow Pages even to get clients. It's another just a bonus method that I'll share with you. But a Yellow Pages ad is super expensive. Businesses often pay $100,000 or more for a Yellow Pages ad. Can you imagine these businesses spending $100,000 for something that doesn't even work anymore? The same thing is happening on television. I just read the other day a statistic that Netflix now has more subscribers than cable television. Okay? So Netflix now has more subscribers than cable television. And I can believe that because I actually just recently got rid of my cable television. The only thing I really watched it for was, watching some basketball and football. And I'd rather actually just go to those live. And so I don't even have, a TV either. I have Netflix and I have Hulu, and a lot of people are the same. And then, of course, radio. And radio is also something that is just, it's very hard to make it work. People are wasting a ton of money on it and they're not happy. They're looking for alternatives, and the alternatives are out there. The alternative is on Google. You can do the paid ads for people on Google. You can do search engine optimization, which is the primary thing that Caleb and I are doing, but it's not the primary thing that all of our clients have done. There's multiple ways of approaching this local marketing field. So you can do Google ads, you can do SEO for people. Obviously, most of you are familiar with Facebook and Facebook ads and the success that a lot of people are having running Facebook ads for local clients, building their agencies off of their Facebook ads. Instagram is really taking over, especially if you're going after, younger markets, younger crowds, hipper crowds, different things like that. YouTube is another hot market out there. YouTube is really, in a way, in terms of commercials, it's certainly taking the place of television ads. And in fact, I know, just, this isn't local agency things, but this is things on internet marketing webinars that I've done for people. People are getting registrations off of YouTube for like 2 cents, 3 cents when they do this well. So YouTube is really hot, and it's a service that you can offer to people. So how much money is out there for you to get? Are you curious about how much money is out there in the market that you can collect as a local marketing agency? This is going to show you like exactly why this is the hottest market out there, how much money is being spent. So last year, $183 billion was spent on traditional media ads. So when I say traditional media ads, what I mean is the television. What I mean is the yellow pages. What I mean is the radio. What I mean is the newspaper. Okay? All of those are dying. All of those, the response rates to those are dying, rather. Actually, ad spends are still going up because people are desperate. People don't know what the hell to do. So they're throwing more money at something that doesn't work. This is something that probably all of us are a little bit familiar with, right? Maybe investing in a relationship that's not working, or throwing good money after bad. And this is what a lot of these local businesses are doing, and they're spending a lot of money, they're wasting a lot of money, and they're not seeing a return for it. And this is where you have a huge opportunity. See, for the first time ever, digital spending last year exceeded traditional ad spending. So what I mean by that is that last year, $237 billion was spent in online media buying. $237 billion was spent. Can you imagine having a piece of a $237 billion pie that you could make money with? Just imagine the lifestyle. Imagine the business that you could build if you had just a small slice of a $237 billion advertising spend and pie. And that's exactly what you're going to be seeing on this webinar. By the end of this webinar, we're going to have a process laid out for you to grow and scale an online business, tapping into this gold rush that's happening. The online media right now, like I said, the old school media is still growing. And the reason for that is they're doing their good money after bad. But the new media stuff is working, and it's growing 6 times faster than the old school or traditional methods. So the growth in that is 6 times faster. Can you imagine, what would happen if something is 6 times bigger? I just want to sort of use an illustration to demonstrate to you how much that is, that this online spending is growing 6 times faster than offline traditional old school stuff. So in February, I'm going to be going to Africa, okay? And it's going to be about a 30-hour flight from me here in Minneapolis to get to Africa. 30 hours on an airplane. I'm so looking forward to it, right? 30 hours in a plane. Putt, putt, putt. 30 hours in a plane. But just imagine if you could go 6 times faster. Here's the Concorde, which is, out of existence. But if I could go 6 times faster to Africa, I would get there in 5 hours. I wouldn't have a risk of dying from a blood clot or something. I think that's what happens when you fly for that long. Otherwise, I'm just going to be grumpy as hell, right? But 6 times faster is the difference between, I'll be taking 30 hours to get to Africa, or I could get there in 5 hours. And that's how much different, that's how fast, spending online is coming along right now. It's growing 6 times faster. And so this is just a huge opportunity for you to finally start a business that allows you to have the lifestyle that you want to have. You can run this business remotely. Like I said, we're only spending a few hours a month with each client, and they pay a lot of money. And what makes these local advertising agencies so profitable and what makes me spell so bad? We don't know what makes me spell so bad, but something does. What makes these local advertising agencies so profitable is, first of all, as we said, there's the changing trends in media spending. No longer are these old school things working. No longer can you put up an ad in the Yellow Pages. Even a good ad in the Yellow Pages isn't getting a very good response anymore. People are not watching television. Unless you're targeting really old people, nobody is really watching television anymore. Heck, even look at not even withstanding the national anthem controversy in the NFL, even before all of that started, ratings for the NFL were way down. Look at what's happening with, ESPN, which used to be the most profitable name in all of cable television. They're laying off staff like crazy. And the reason is because people are leaving cable television in droves. And that means that method of spending is no longer going to get your local customers what they want and what they need. What they want and they need is customers and clients. And that's what you can get them when you tap into this online digital gold rush that's happening right now. Also, the other thing that you have going for you is the demographic profile of most local business owners, okay? So the average local business owner is in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. They could care less about the internet. My dad doesn't even have a smartphone. He won't use one. He uses one of those old flip phones with big buttons. And when I say I'm going to Google something, he gives me like a dirty look. Okay. And that's kind of the demographic profile of a lot of old school business people. Now, they know that their leads are coming from the internet, right? But they're really intimidated by the internet. They don't understand it, and they don't want to get on it. And so that's why they need you. They need somebody that really understands internet marketing, that really understands how to make their ads work, that really knows how to bring them business. The other thing is, let me tell you, real businesses actually spend real freaking money. How many of you have been out here as maybe freelancers, coaches, consultants, and trying to sell products to broke people in the internet marketing space? I'll tell you, nothing is more challenging. I've been doing it for 20 years almost, and it is a really hard thing. The easiest money I've been making is the last couple of months once we started talking to real businesses. Because here's the thing. When you talk to a real business, they're actually used to spending money, right? They have a building that they have to pay rent for. They have employees that they have to pay salary for, that they have to pay taxes for, that they have to pay benefits to. They might have inventory that they're having to buy. They have insurance that they have to pay for. They have accountants, all of these things. So they're used to interacting with professional service providers, and they're used to spending money. It's not a decision that they have to talk to their wife about. It's not something that they have to agonize about. It's not something that gives them indigestion. Real businesses know that to make money, you need to spend money. If you don't spend money, you're not going to make money. They understand that there's no such thing as a free lunch, and they're willing to pay for you to bring them what they need, which is leads and customers. Keep this in mind, by the way. This is going to be really important when we talk about how to close these clients. What they need from you is leads and customers. It's not what you're probably telling them that you're going to give them. And this is one of the mistakes that we made in the beginning, is we were talking about the wrong thing. And I'm going to tell you later on exactly what to talk about to make closing these clients really, really freaking simple. All right. The other thing that makes a local internet marketing agency so profitable is a low fixed overhead. Look, you can do this by yourself. You can do this from your home. You can do this from the beach. You can do this from wherever you want. And you have two options. You know, you can fulfill things yourself, or you can go with a white label agency. Neither one of these cost you very much money. And we are going to be showing you free lead generation methods. So your fixed expenses are very small. This is a business where it's realistic to have 60 and 70% profit margins. You know, I'll tell you, when I've done big internet marketing launches, for example, and of course, we love talking about the $1 million launches, the $2 million launches, $5 million launches, and all of these things. What nobody tells you about when you're doing these internet marketing launches is that they're freaking expensive. All right. You know, I did last year a $3.5 million launch for a client, and that client made a profit of $400,000. So when you would look at what they sold, right, it sells $3.5 million, but their profit margin was barely 10%. That's lower than most bricks and mortars businesses. And that's the truth about what's happening in digital marketing. That's the truth. When people are telling you, oh, sell digital products because there's no expenses involved in a digital product, that's true to an extent. You can create it, you can host it, and that stuff is cheap. But getting your traffic, getting your customers, things like that, that's far from cheap in most cases. And you're going to be spending a lot of money. You'll be lucky to have 20 or 25% profit margins. Whereas with this business, as a local internet marketing agency, you can have 50, 60, 70% profit margins. And that's realistic. And people are doing it over and over and over again. And so can you. Is all this making sense to you guys? Are you excited? Are you seeing why this is like such an amazing opportunity to get into as a local internet marketer? The next thing is, I got a little bit excited. I got ahead of myself, is the high profit margins. As I was saying, you know, when you're dealing with a lot of even online stuff, info products and whatnot, your profit margins can be very small. This is a business where 50, 60, 70% profit margins are not unrealistic. This is the fastest way to build a real business I have ever found. I'm gonna tell you, you know, for years, I sort of sat on a treadmill in a way, right? I made good money. I've been one of the top freelancers in the world, especially in the financial niche. But it was a grind to get clients and set up the next launch. And, you know, I would often during a launch work 100, 120 hours in a week to put together a launch. And yeah, the money was nice, but man, I was getting tired. It was a real drag. All right. For us then, once we really nailed a system, it took 67 days to get that first profits in place. And we've had a couple of students. So what I'm going to share with you today actually is a success story from a student. And the reason I want to do this, where we're going to share, actually, I'm going to share the story of Vinny and how Vinny has grown his business to over $10,000 a month. In fact, Vinny is right now making $11,000 per month with his local marketing agency. I'm going to tell you about how Vinny did it because, you know, there's a tendency when I tell you exactly how I'm doing things, you go, oh yeah, well, Brandon, you've been doing this for 20 years. You're some kind of a genius. You have some kind of a superpower that I don't have. Let me tell you about Vinny. Vinny has no real superpowers. All right. Vinny is a convicted felon who spent time in prison. Vinny came to us. He was having a hard time even landing minimum wage jobs because of his felony convictions in the past. He's turned his life around. He is working his ass off and doing the things he needs to do, but he was not getting the chance he needed to make the money he wanted to make and support his family. So he came to us and we worked with him for a few months. And like I said, in almost about 2 months, he's up to $11,000 with his local marketing agency. And I'm going to be showing you exactly how Vinny gets his clients and how you can do exactly the same thing yourself. Does that sound exciting to you guys? Do you think that if somebody who has spent, years in jail and can't find a minimum wage job can do this? I think you can do it too. Don't you think that if Vinny can do it, you can do it too? I'm pretty sure you can. So I've been babbling on here for about 20 minutes. I suppose it's time to maybe introduce myself a little bit if you don't know me. Who am I? Why are you listening to me? I'm Brandon Fredrickson. This is a picture of me when I had short hair. It's a little bit better of a picture, right? But I got online like in 1999. I've sold a lot of stock market products, a lot of real estate products, some internet marketing products. And that's what my background is really kind of in copywriting, sort of product launches, conversions, and things like that. I've done this, as I said, almost 20 years now. Oh my gosh. I'm starting to feel old. Been doing this for almost 20 years. So, I've worked in the past, I've managed product launches for people like Jeff Walker, for people like Clayton Makepeace. I've worked with Weiss Research. I've worked with Timothy Sykes. Back in the day when Forex launches were hot on ClickBank, I did actually 4 of the 10 biggest Forex launches of all time on ClickBank. And I made a lot of money. We'll talk a little bit about this in a few minutes. But I made a lot of money. But like I said earlier, things were kind of it's a treadmill. Having to do a launch isn't a real business. A lot of people glamorize the launches for the money that you can make, and they also point out kind of it as a lifestyle business. It's not really a lifestyle business, because when I was doing launches, like I said, it would be 100 hours a week plus, setting up those launches. And it takes a couple of weeks, the promotional stuff on a product launch is I made all this money in 7 days. What they and it took a lot of testing, and it took a lot of failure, and a lot of sleepless nights, and a lot of husbands and wives being pissed off at you because you're not spending time with them and your kids. You're not being able to travel and do the things you like, so you're feeling drained. You're not energized. So about a year ago, I really started thinking like, I want a real business. I don't want to be doing this treadmill of product launches and putting out new products. I want something sustainable. I want something where I know every month I'm going to have a certain amount of money coming in, and I have an opportunity to grow and scale the business as much as I like. And I can finally like live a nice lifestyle. I don't do drugs anymore, so it's hard for me to stay up 20 hours a day. So what I did is I teamed up with my friend Caleb. Caleb has been doing some SEO locally up in St. Cloud, Minnesota. And what we really decided to do was scale his business and just take it big time, not just do clients in the St. Cloud area, but go out there and really sell in a specific way to a specific niche at high ticket prices. All right. And so that's what we've been doing. And like I said, for the last 6 months, things have been going great. We're up to track to do $545,000 from zero to that. All right. So what are the key points that we've gotten out of this so far? First of all, old school advertising methods are dead and dying. They're no longer effective. Online is taking over, but most businesses don't understand it, all right? And they're intimidated by it. They're not going to understand it because they're intimidated by it. They don't want to learn. And the other thing is, to be honest, they just have their businesses to run, right? And also, most old school marketing agencies and advertising agencies, they don't understand what's happening online either. And this is an opportunity for you, because when you cure someone's pain, They place a high value on that. You know, when you are facing bankruptcy, perhaps, you're scared and you'll do what's necessary to save your business. Or when your business is just slowing down and it's disappointing and you're not getting the results that you want, you'll do what is necessary to get that. Pain is, you know, a major driving force in your life. Even think about physical pain. You know, what would you do to get out of physical pain? You know, a couple of years ago, I had an infection in my leg, and they had to literally cut off a third of my thigh because I had one of these flesh-eating bacterial infections. All right. I was desperate to get out of that pain, and there was nothing I wouldn't do. And you know, they've actually done studies where they say that emotional pain is harder to deal with than physical pain. People are more apt to suffer from physical pain and just deal with it than they are from emotional pain. And when you've got somebody, you know, think about somebody that's had a business for 5 or 10 or 20 years. Think about a business that's been in a family for generations and it's failing now. It's shrinking now. And when you come to these people, literally, you are the guy with the morphine that can relieve the pain for these people. You have high value to them because you're taking away that pain. You have high profit margins because you don't have a lot of overhead expenses. You're not having to spend a lot of time on this. And the clients, you can literally reach out to them for free. There's no expense associated with any of the lead generation methods that we've developed. You know, we've developed 7 different lead generation methods. We're going to talk about one of them today. We're going to talk about the one that Vinny has been using, but there's 7 of them, and they all rely on free leads, and they all target people that will pay you a lot of money to get them out of their pain. It's an easy system. It's proven to work. It's been proven not only by Caleb and myself, but it's been proven by the 4 people that we've taken on board and coached through our process. We've only taken on 4 people, incidentally, by the way, and they all have profitable agencies now. 2 of them are doing over $10,000 a month, and we've only been doing this a few months. All right. So we can do the same thing for you if you're dedicated and you follow the system that we're going to be laying out for you today, right here on my fancy ass webinar. So why isn't everyone jumping on board this Tiny McChoo-Choo train face, right? Why isn't everybody jumping on this online digital marketing phenomenon? Why isn't everyone trying to work with local businesses and help them grow? It's a good question. The expert's myth is the biggest thing. You know, most people let doubt stand between them and the future they deserve. They're waiting for somebody else to anoint them as an expert. They're waiting for somebody else to tell them they can do it. Our whole education system is set up in a way that you have to ask permission for everything. I mean, do you remember even when you were a little kid in school, and if you had to go to the bathroom, you had to raise your hand and ask permission to go take a piss? That's the type of society that we live in. And that's the type of conditioning that people have had all of their life. They're waiting for permission to do what they want to do. They're waiting for permission to do what they need to do, what they must do to live the life that they want. But the truth is, let me tell you, the people that are successful are not waiting for anybody's damn permission to do what they want to do. They just go out and do it, right? Because the truth is, everything you need is already inside of you. All right? It's all inside of you. You just need to break free of the chains in your mind. You need to, you know, have a little bit of confidence and go out there and say, I can do this. Maybe fail a few times, 2 or 3 times, and try and learn and adjust. But really, you just need to go out there. Let me tell you about what kind of an expert I am. Here's a picture of me like about 10 minutes after I wake up in the morning. But I'm going to tell you, I'm not an expert. I came online in 1999. I was like 19 or 20 years old. I was selling stock market advice, retirement advice to people that were 50, 60, 70 years old. What kind of expert do you think I was? The only expertise I really had that I really had was that it was a bull market. Let me tell you something else about me. I spent over 10 years as a heroin and cocaine addict. All right. It's not something I'm proud of, thank God. I have been, clean and sober now since 2011. But I went through a really hard time in my life. I have no credentials. I barely graduated from high school. I was kindly asked to leave college because I was not performing. I've been fired from every real job I've ever had in my life, except when I worked for my dad. Okay. So I don't have any special criteria. I don't have any special qualifications. I just have a little bit of confidence, and I've developed some systems that work, and I'm going to share those systems with you. The secret to business is to know something that most other people don't know. And most of you are familiar with Tony Robbins, probably, right? The best way to learn something that other people don't know is to model somebody that's doing what you want to do. All right. So if you find somebody that's being successful at that's having success at what you're doing, and you model them, you're going to also have success. That's exactly what I did when I came online. I found other people that were being successful, and I said, geez, I'm going to try a little bit of that. I'm going to learn from these people, and then I'm just going to do what they tell me to do. And some of it worked, and here I am today. The bottom line is that you can do this. I know you can do this, especially if you have a proven system, which we're going to give you, and it starts right now. So I'm going to get done with this introduction. I know I've been going on for 30 minutes, and you are probably pretty eager to find out how are you going to get 3 to 5 high-ticket local marketing clients every single month. How are you going to find these people that will pay you, $2,500 to $10,000 a month for your marketing services? Just let that sink in for just a minute. Just imagine what your life could be like if you're closing 3 to 5 people every month that want to pay you $2,500 to $10,000 for just a few hours of work. But first of all, what I want to do with you guys, let's set some goals for yourself. If you don't have a picture in your mind of what you want, then you don't know where you're going, and you're not going to you're just going to sort of wander around aimlessly. You're not going to do very much. So let's set some goals. How much money would you like to make this year? We're coming up on 2018. It's a new year. It's an opportunity for you to start fresh. What are you going to do this year? Would you like to make $100,000? How about $250,000? I want you to, whatever your goal is, I want you to take a pen and a paper right now, a pencil and a paper, and I want you to write down that goal. How much money do you want to make this year? I'm going to give you a few seconds to write that down. It's really important to write it down. And you might also want to keep that pen and paper handy to take some notes during the rest of this presentation, because we're going to be getting really into the meat of how you're going to get your clients. All right. So write this down. Write it down. What is your goal for this year? Do you want to make $100,000? Do you want to make $250,000? Do you want to make $1 million? Write it down. Write it down. Maybe you just want to live a life of, $50,000, $60,000 and get by. Whatever it is for you, what is it? We're going to look at $250,000, but I need you to do one more thing for me. All right? I need you to make a promise to yourself. I want you to promise that you're going to get that result for yourself this year. This is a really important thing. When you make a promise, when you make a solemn vow to yourself, it really unleashes a power that you've never known you had. It's almost like having a superpower. When you've really made a promise to yourself that you're going to do something, it's like being freaking Superman because you'll do it. You'll find the way to do it. And the good news for you is that really you don't have to keep searching, because I'm going to make a vow back to you that right here on this presentation, by the time we're done, I'm going to show you a clear path to making $250,000. You're going to have a clear vision, and you're going to know exactly how you're going to make $250,000 this year using only one of our client generation methods, just using the one that Vinny used. And again, keep in mind, Vinny has a lot going against him. He spent time in prison. He's been on parole. Vinny could not even land minimum wage jobs to support his family. He is no expert. All right, he's becoming an expert now because he's working with clients, and and he's fulfilling for them, and he's doing a great job, and he's growing his business. But he was not an expert when he started. We helped him set this business up. So what do local clients want? Remember when I told you in the beginning that you need to focus on what people want? Okay. So this is the first sort of key point. You need to keep this in mind before you talk to any client. Okay. What do they want? Now, there's this thing called the expert's curse. Whether you realize it or not, just by the fact that you're on this webinar means that you're interested in internet marketing and you know more than 99% of the world. Okay. And so when you start talking to them about internet marketing terms, you just confuse the hell out of them. You lose them. Okay. When you start talking about SEO and Facebook ads and Facebook bots and social media marketing and Facebook groups and SEO and all of this stuff, you're losing them. Funnels, blah blah blah, you're losing them. They have no idea what this stuff is. It's a little bit like I'm learning Arabic right now, and so I'm trying to pay attention, but if somebody keeps talking to me in Arabic for a long time, I just tune it out because I'm getting lost and I have no idea what the hell they're saying. And that's exactly what happens, when you're starting and you come in and you start throwing these things at a local business, funnels and blah, 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 and SEO and blah, 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 and, Facebook ads and yada, yada, yada. Their eyes just glaze over and they go, what the hell? And they go, what the hell? Because what they care about, what they want is they want leads. They want phone calls. All right. They want people coming into their gym or their restaurant. They want, people in their dental chairs. They want to, crack people's backs. They want to do surgery on people. Whatever it is that the businesses that you're focusing on do, that's what they want. They want more of those customers. They don't give a shit about if it's SEO or if it's from pay-per-click or if it's from Facebook or social media. These are all buzz terms. When you just make things simple for them and talk about, I'm getting you leads, you can package your deals in a way that allows you to charge premium prices, because here's a secret, you're no longer a commodity to them. They have people calling them every day offering SEO, offering pay-per-click, offering this, offering that, blah, 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 blah. And all of these people are confusing the hell out of them. Now, I'll tell you that people stop paying attention when you confuse them, but they also start to resent you. When you make somebody feel stupid, they resent you. How do you feel when you're talking to somebody and they make you feel stupid? How does that make you feel? Do you want to keep interacting with that person? No, of course not, because feeling stupid is painful. And as humans, we want to escape from pain. So you want to make sure that you do have to do a little bit of an education process with them, but you need to really break it down into the simplest things that they can understand. And this is a huge advantage that you're going to have just knowing this, even this one point that I just gave you can help you double or triple your conversion rates when you talk to clients. And now when you go through a process and you're going to start targeting the right clients and the people that are likely to sign up with you in the first place for a few reasons, your conversion rates can go through the moon. So we've got 7 client acquisition models, as I've told you. All of them rely on free lead acquisition. All of them work really well, but we're going to focus on the one that Vinny used because it's really the easiest. All right. And I'll explain to you why it's the easiest. We're going to use Groupon. How many of you love Groupon? I know I love Groupon when I'm looking for a discount, but I'll tell you who hates Groupon, and that's the people using it. But here's Groupon. This is, my local page here in Minneapolis. When I sign up, save up to 70% on thousands of awesome Minneapolis and St. Paul deals. There are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of businesses using Groupon. There are, restaurants and spas and gyms and all kinds of packages. Any sort of business, you can find them on Groupon. Here are a few of the offers on my local page right now. 57% off of a massage, 52% off of a sushi or hibachi dinner, and 48% off of some Botox. That's what I need. I'm getting old. I just turned 41. Maybe I should get some Botox, right? Anyways, why is Groupon such a great place for you to look for leads? Well, look at this. This is a survey of people, businesses who are using Groupon. Would you do another Groupon offer? Look at this. Almost 60% of businesses using Groupon say they would not do another Groupon offer. All right. So you have found clients who know they have to advertise, all right, but are doing it in a way that they're unhappy with. And I'll be explaining to you in a minute why they're so unhappy with Groupon and then why you can be their morphine. All right. Look at this. Groupon was the single worst decision I ever made as a business owner. That's from one business owner. Cleaned out after gambling on Groupon. Few firms realize the huge risk of running a Groupon offer. Do you see what's happening here? What's happening here is that people are not making money off of their Groupon offers, and they're not happy at all. They realize they need to do something, but Groupon is just an easy thing to do. Everybody's kind of familiar with it. Now, I want you to write down pre-framing. This is a really important thing, all right? Pre-framing, the definition is setting in advance the boundaries or conditions of an experience or an event, often then changing the outcome. But what happens with Groupon, we're going to talk about pre-framing in 2 ways here, okay? So the first pre-frame that we're going to talk about is people going on to Groupon. Do you use Groupon? I use Groupon. Why do you go on to Groupon? I personally don't go on to Groupon to find a new dentist or to find a new place for a massage or to find a new gym or to find a new restaurant or anything in particular like that, to get a haircut, whatever it is. I haven't had a haircut in a while because I'm currently losing a bet with my cousin. We have this bet. Whoever cuts their hair first has to jump in the lake in the cold, and so I don't want to have a heart attack. But anyway, sorry about that. That was my ADD kicking in. The pre-framing though on Groupon is that people are there for a discount. They're not there to become customers. All right. They are there for a discount. That's what they want, is a discount. So what happens is that people come onto Groupon and they're just looking for a deal. All right. They don't form permanent relationships with a business. And if you understand funnels, you know that the only way a business makes money is by forming long-term relationships with their customers, right? Well, when these customers are coming on Groupon, they're not looking for long-term relationships. They're looking for, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, a quick discount. Now, the next thing on pre-framing that comes into this, and this is where the pre-framing is advantageous to you, is that almost every single business owner you talk to that's using Groupon is going to be unhappy with the results they are getting. You are their morphine, okay? They're in pain. You have the solution to their pain. You have the cure for their suffering. And so this makes Groupon one of the easiest places to convert clients from, because most of them already have a foot out the door. You understand? Most of them already have one foot out the door with Groupon. They're simply looking for something better, and that can be you. So how do you find these clients on Groupon? It's so simple that, probably an 8-year-old could do it. Let's say that you want to target restaurants. Restaurants are a good source of leads, by the way, because the average restaurant spends 3 to 5% of their gross income on marketing every year. So if you have a restaurant that is making, say, $1 million a year in sales, which is not a very big restaurant. Most restaurants would be doing like between $2, $3, $4 million. But let's say that you just find one that's doing $1 million, kind of a small mom and pop place or whatever, right? That business is going to be spending $30,000 to $50,000 per year on their marketing. It's already allocated. They've already counted on spending it for the year. All right, it's a done deal. So let's say you decide that you want to do restaurants. All you're going to do then is browse popular categories and choose restaurants. And by the way, write this down too. One of the real secrets, one of the key things to getting high paying clients is specializing in a niche. Pick one market and focus on it. Several things happen when you do that. First of all, you start to gain legitimate expertise in that market and in the intricacies of that market and in the specifics of that market. That's why when I was doing, product launches, for example, I did real estate and stock market stuff for the most part. I became a genuine expert on exactly how to sell stock market and real estate investing products. So now, what we have done is we're working with attorneys and becoming experts on selling, helping attorneys close cases. But not only in that, but also, through only dealing with them, I learn how to talk to them. It makes my closing process a lot easier. But here's the key thing. When I tell them the only thing I work with is attorneys, and incidentally, I only work with attorneys in the specific area of practice that you're in, my value immediately shoots up. I'll give you an example of a friend of mine who's an expert, and then we'll move back to Vinny and what he's doing. But a friend of mine is an accountant, okay? Now, most of you may know that if you are an accountant, CPA, and you just do tax forms, you're going to get $300, $400 a month at best from your clients, usually less than $1,000 per year from your clients. So my friend goes out and he only does tax returns for dentists. He's super niche focused and specialized. He lives in a tiny, tiny town in Missouri where there's probably a couple thousand people. So his CPA firm, if he would have just stayed locally, he probably never would have had an opportunity to make more than, $50,000 or $100,000 a year. He has a huge firm now, and he's charging people $1,500 to $2,500 a month just to do their taxes, just for dentists. And what happens is that when you become a niche specialist like that, people think that you know something that other people don't know. So like Vinny, for example, is focusing on fitness. He's focusing on like personal trainers and gyms, and more so personal trainers even than the gyms. He's focusing a lot, on the personal trainers and the ones that are doing well and spending some money. But let's just say that you decide you want to focus on restaurants, right? So all you have to do is just click on this right here, the restaurants tab. Find somebody that's running an offer. Find somebody that's running a popular offer. And so let's say this offer here, the Hibachi Sushi, seems pretty popular. And they're also offering a huge discount. They're probably losing a good amount of money on this because everybody coming in is just going to eat sushi on the discount. They're not going to come in and become, regular sushi eating customers for this place, probably. And the owner of this restaurant's going to know that. You can see that this is pretty popular. You can also see that this place has great reviews, and so it's probably going to be pretty easy to sell to them, right? Literally, look, you're going to overcomplicate this in your mind, okay? When I'm going to tell you what you need to do. We have a 6-part email script that we send to people, and that's it. And we approach them, telling them what we can do for them. The email script is ready to go. That's it. You approach them with your script, and then what happens? They actually come to you and they say, yeah, let's talk. And again, like, keep in mind, on Groupon, people are most of the way sold. Okay. Now I know in your mind you're probably thinking there's got to be more. What else is there, Brandon? I'm telling you, there's not. I'm telling you that one of the reasons you might be struggling to make your business work is because you're making shit too complicated. Okay? This is simple and straightforward. Go to them, offer the email sequence that we have, talk to them on the phone using a specific script and sequence that we use. You're going to close these clients. They're halfway sold on using you by the time they even pick up the phone and talk. Honestly, you really just have to not screw it up. We have 6 other client acquisition models, and they're simple. You reach out to these people, okay? They all have pain. Every business needs to grow. Every business needs to bring in new customers. Every single one of them needs to do that. Then you follow up using a specific format and sequence. You follow up, you close the sale, and then you fulfill it, right? How do I close? I guess I got a little bit ahead of myself. The first thing you want to do is figure out what is the biggest desired result of the people that you're talking to. You need to keep things simple. Like we talked about in the beginning, when you come in and you start right away talking about funnels and SEO and pay-per-click and Facebook ads and groups and messenger bots and all this shit that you can do for people, you might as well just be speaking, a foreign language. You're going to confuse them. You're going to make them feel stupid. And they're not going to be able to wait to get off the phone with you, and you will not close them. All right. You will not close them. One thing you do too, you want to kind of stand out from other people. And I'm going to tell you something. This is a key thing. Okay. When you get somebody on the phone, be patient. Most of us, what happens is that we get somebody on the phone and we're desperate. We want to close the sale, and people can feel it. I don't know if you've ever been out and about, trying to get a date. But if you're out and about and you're trying to get a date and you seem desperate, you have a really low value attached to you, and you're very unlikely to get a date with the person that you want. And the same thing applies in business. So what I use is actually a 2-step closing process. And I'll tell you how I learned this. I learned this. I always close people, even for my product launches, generally on 2 phone calls. Try and do it all at once. I lay the foundation in the first call, and in the follow-up sequence that I have to get them onto the call. Remember the pre-framing that we talked about? It's all about pre-framing in this initial contact sequence, and then initially talking to them. It's all about pre-framing them. It's all about putting yourself in their mind, starting to occupy space for them. And then the second time you talk to them is when you close them. And it becomes so much easier. You can increase your closing rate by doing a 2-step closing process like this. You can increase your closes to, 30, 40, 50% even if you're really good. Closing 50% of the people that you talk to by using a simple 2-step process instead of rushing through things and trying to get things all at once. And this has to make sense, right? Because how often do you just come across something and buy right away? It's very rare. Most people require 7 or 8 contacts with a person before they're willing to make a purchasing decision. 7 or 8. And so that's why we have the email sequence first that we contact and we reach out to them with, okay? And then we get them on the phone once and we get them on the phone twice. We follow a script and a process and we close them. Now, do you remember that promise that we made earlier? That promise that you made? Whatever your income goal is that you want to make this year, let's say it's $250,000. And remember that I promised you that I'm going to show you a very clear path to doing this. And I just showed you how you can reach out to as many local businesses as your little fingers will reach out to, and as many as you will desire, and how you can close up to half of them that you get on the phone. So here's how this works. This is your path to $250,000 per year. Remember, this system is designed to get you 3 to 5 high-ticket local clients every single month. That is to say, clients that are going to pay you $2,500 to $10,000 per month. Our systems and processes are specifically designed to get you 3 to 5 of these clients every single month. That's what our clients are paying us. They're paying $2,500 to $10,000 a month. But let's be a little bit conservative. Let's just scale it back a little bit. Let's not go with the 3 to 5. Let's also say that you're not able to get $2,500 to $10,000 a month for whatever reason. Now, the truth is, you can probably actually get more once you get really good at this and you really know what you're doing and you put in some of the income optimizers that we also teach people. You can probably actually get more from some of your clients, but let's just say that you're only able to get $2,000 per month per client. You're not able to get the full $2,500 to $10,000. You're only able to get $2,000 per client per month. And let's also say that for whatever reason that you really suck at closing people, or maybe you are, I don't know, maybe you're a single mom with 8 kids, and so you don't have a lot of time on your hands. And so you are only able to close 1 client every single month. Only just 1 client a month. That's all you're able to do. You think you can close 1 client per month when you're talking to people that are desperate for your service? Do you think it's realistic that when you've set yourself up to talk only to people that are already pre-framed and preconditioned to buy from you, when you're talking to people that are desperate for the services that you offer, I think it's realistic that you could close 1 of those clients per month? Well, here's the problem with most people that get into internet marketing. They have this bullshit get rich quick mentality in their head. And if something doesn't make them 6 figures by tomorrow afternoon, they think it's a scam. They move on to the next bright, shiny object. But listen, if you have made the promise to yourself to achieve your income goal this year, I can guarantee you that you will break that promise to yourself if you keep running around like a headless freaking chicken, going from one thing to the next, from one bright, shiny thing to the next. The key to success, the key to a long-term profitable business is consistency. Just going out there, following your process, following your system. So let's say that, again, you only close one client per month and you only close them at the level of $2,000 per month. All right. At the end of the first month, you have a $2,000 a month business. At the end of the second month, you have a $4,000 a month business. Now, $4,000, that's $48,000 per year. That covers a mortgage, a couple of car payments, definitely put some food in your belly, right? In most places, if you're not in like Miami or LA or New York or San Francisco, even two clients, if you just got two clients, you would still be at almost $50,000 a year, and you'd only be working a few hours a month. But let's say that you're really determined. You're going to live up to that promise that you made to yourself. Month 3, you're at $6,000 a month. All of a sudden, you're making $72,000 a year. You're making as much as the average attorney in the United States makes. You're making as much as the average attorney makes in the United States. All right. After 6 months, you're at $12,000 a month. At $12,000 a month, that's only getting one client a month into your system. It's working with them for a few hours a month, right? So you're probably, at this point, you might be working, 8 to 15 hours a month to get $12,000 a month. You know what? $12,000 a month, you're making as much as like a nurse anesthetist. Nurse anesthetist is like if you have surgery, it's the person that knocks you out. It's a heavy responsibility. They work a lot of hours. It's a hard job, really stressful. But you're making about what they make after 6 months of just closing one client per month. By month 10, you're up to $20,000 a month. And by month 12, you're at $24,000. You are at $288,000 a year. Now, do you think that you can close one client a month? Other people are closing 3 to 5 every month. Some people are actually closing a few a week. So people are doing that. You can do one a month, especially when you're dealing with people that are pre-framed, when you're dealing with people in pain, script to follow. I've built this script based upon 20 years of experience that I have in direct marketing, and then just the last few months, working with these clients and services and getting the sale to them. You really have never had such an amazing opportunity to get in front of local businesses quickly and easily. What I laid out for you is exactly how Vinny has gone from being an unemployable convicted felon to making $11,000 a month, and his business is growing. Man, that kid is closing people like crazy. It's only growing, and there's no reason for you not to do the exact same thing. Does this all make sense to you guys? Do you see how this is like such a clear and easy path to getting to $250,000 a year? Now, listen, I don't want to come in here. The reason that I focused on $250,000 is because I don't want to blow smoke up your ass like most people do and talk about how you're going to make $10 million this year or $1 million by next month and anything like that. Will some people do it? Yes, there will be people that will do it, but most people probably won't. For most people, this one client a month model is absolutely, positively doable if you promise yourself to follow through and do it. If you promise to follow through and do what needs to be done to get that client, you will make that money. You will close those clients, and 1 year from now, you will end your 2018 with a business making you $250,000 a year. And so now really where we're at is, we've come down this path. I have laid out a clear path for you to reach $250,000 a year, but we've kind of reached a fork in the road in our path, right? You've got a couple of things you can do at this point. One thing you can do is you can just decide to go off and pursue this on your own, or you can decide to pursue other things, whatever other, thing that you're after or attempting to do, you can decide to pursue that. The other option, if you'd like me to give you my complete blueprint for building your dream high ticket local agency, I would love to help you. That's what I'm here for. The thing that really, anybody that's known me over the last 15 or 20 years online and in person knows that I like helping people. It just makes me feel good inside. Whereas it used to be drugs that made me feel good inside, now I have God in my life, and I have helping people. And those are the two things really that make me feel good. And then my family. So I've got, God, and I've got helping people, and I've got my family. And those are the things in my life. And so I would love to take you by the hand and show you personally exactly how you can build your agency. I will personally lead you through a 4-week interactive workshop where I will work with you and show you how to generate leads. Now, keep in mind that we only went over one lead generation method today. There are 7 in total. But generating leads and turning them into clients isn't the same thing. And I will also be personally working with you to turn those leads into clients and to ensure that you get them the results that keep them happy and keep them paying you high tickets, so that next year, when we're coming into 2019, your goal, maybe you'll be happy with your $250,000 a year agency, but maybe at that point, you'll be starting to think about, how can I grow this to $1 million? Because growing something to $1 million within 2 years is much more reasonable than doing it, within a year, right? But the 250,000, absolutely, you can do this. My mission is for you to have your first paying clients by the time this class ends. That's only 4 weeks that this class will go for. And here's what you're going to get. First of all, in week 1, we're going to plan your business and identify your best prospects. One of the things where most internet marketers, frankly, are sorely lacking, and most agencies are sorely lacking, is that they haven't planned out their business. They have a lot of bullshit themselves that they're dealing with that they need to get out of the way. They don't know what their goals are and how they want to reach their goals. Now, I showed you a little bit of the clear path, the goal setting and sort of making a clear path to reaching that goal when I was showing you, you just have to close this one client and then you're going to get the $250,000. That's a small part of planning your business. We're going to go deep in week 1, planning your business and identifying your best prospects. So you're going to be talking to the people that are going to be desperate for your service. You're going to know how to find them. And that's all in week 1, getting your business lined up and set up and ready to go, finding the people that you're going to talk to. In week 2, we're going to talk about the lead generation. This is where you're going to learn all 7 high-ticket lead generation methods. You'll learn exactly how to target your market, and you will learn the most sophisticated approaches to get them, to get on the phone with you so that you have the chance to close them down. In week 3, we're going to focus on learning how to deliver awesome results for your clients. We're going to focus on SEO. We're going to focus on Facebook marketing. We're going to focus on Instagram. We will focus on email marketing. These are the core skills that really set you up for the big paydays that you're going to learn about in week 4. All right. And week 4, this is really kind of the thing where you can, as Emeril Lagasse says, kick shit up a notch, right? This is where the money really starts to roll in. This is where you can start getting $10,000 and more per month from your local clients. I am still one of the highest paid direct marketing consultants in the world. Clients have paid me up to $250,000 to show them how to maximize the profits in their business. And in this module, I'm going to unlock for you all of the additional sources of income that you can generate as a local lead generation expert, as a local marketing expert for businesses, all right, as a niche specific local marketing expert. Now, how this is going to be delivered to you is that every Tuesday, the module will be released early in the afternoon. So every single Tuesday, it will be released early in the afternoon. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I've been doing this for 20 years, working with people that go through courses and whatnot. And what tends to happen is that people get ahead of themselves, right? So, imagine if you are, imagine a kindergartner trying to go to high school. But of course, the exciting stuff is what's happening in high school. All the little kids look up to the big kids, and that's who they want to be. But if they tried to go up to high school, they wouldn't be able to hack it. They wouldn't be able to handle it. They would get lost, they would get confused, and they would give up. And this is what happens, with a lot of courses. When people deliver the course and they get everything all at once, they just go, right to the end. I want the quote unquote good stuff. The good stuff is worthless if you don't have a foundation. All right. And so that's why it's delivered 1 week at a time. This course all by itself, $1,999 value. But of course, just like they say in the infomercials, but wait, there's more. Of course, nobody ever offers just a course like this. This is, after all, selling something, right? So the next thing that we will do is every Thursday, Caleb and myself will get on live calls with you. On these live calls, you can submit any and all of your questions in advance. Anything that wasn't clear for you, anything that you were kind of having some trouble with, that's a $997 value. That will be every Thursday. We're actually going to do 5 of these calls. We'll do one at the end of each module, and then we'll do another bonus call at the end of the course and really help you get things laid out. The next thing I'm going to teach you is actually how to create a webinar just like the one that you are following right now, because, and I'll tell you the reason for this, the ultimate in lead generation for you, the ultimate way to get people calling you ready to buy is to deliver a high value webinar to them. When you deliver that high value webinar, you can close like 40, 50, 60% of the people that call you. But you have to know how to do it. Most people think that a webinar is just about giving information. It's just about teaching. And it's not. There's a specific format that I follow. There's a specific format that I followed for this webinar, and I will be teaching it to you as modified so that you can give it to your local clients, so that you can show them that. And so, what happens is this becomes part of your bonding with people. Remember, I told you that people have to talk to you 5, 6, 7 times usually before they'll buy for you, at least be touched by you, 5, 6, 7 times. This is a huge touch that you're getting with people. And it's a really low-key way to reach out with people, especially if you're not making a direct offer at the end of the webinar. Like I'm doing right now, I'm making a direct offer to you. You won't actually be making a direct offer at the end of your webinar. You'll just be like, hey, call me up. And that's really low-key. It has a huge success rate. You'll do well with it. And I'm going to show you like in a template, just step by step, boom, 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 how you can do that. You're also going to get our 6-part email follow-up sequence. So this 6-part sequence is, after you've reached out to the business, how you just keep following up with them to get them on the phone. It's been proven time and time and time again to get people wanting to call you, okay? And that's a huge, huge difference between you calling somebody and somebody calling you, and how you're going to be able to convert them. And finally, and I feel a little bit crazy for offering this bonus, but the thing of it is, here's the deal. We're only taking 25 people in this class. Now, keep in mind, the last group that we took on, we had 4 people, and we have a 100% success rate. All of them are making money with their agency. 2 of them doing over $10,000 a month already. I want to be able to say that we sold 25 of these courses and that everybody has grown their agency. Everybody is running a full-time internet marketing agency with their high ticket clients, and they're making the money they want to make. And so I'm going to give you the best bonus I've ever given to anybody. It's insane. I frankly can't believe that I'm actually doing it. So I usually charge, if you want to get on the phone with me, excuse me, if you want to get on the phone with me for 45 minutes and talk about your business, it's $900. I'm going to offer for everybody that buys off of this webinar 2 hours a month of one-on-one consulting for up to a year. That's a $21,600 value. You can use that bonus any way you want for any problems that you're having in your business, in your marketing, hell, maybe even in your life. I don't care. I'll be your counselor if you need it, but you'd probably be better to find a different one. But we will cover your business. We will get you running on all cylinders. You will have one of the top marketing consultants in the world available to you. You know, I'm a guy that Jeff Walker has paid to work with, that Clayton Makepeace has paid to work with, that, you know, top people like Timothy Sykes and top companies like Weiss Research and the Motley Fool have paid to work with. You're going to be getting 2 hours a month of my time. It's a value of $21,600 for you. So the complete package is the 4 weeks of interactive calls, courses, value of $1,997. 4 live question and answer calls, value is $997. The webinar secrets, $1,497. The 6-part follow-up sequence, $1,800 value. And keep in mind, this 6-part follow-up sequence is really one of the key things to getting people on the phone with you, wanting to close deals with you, wanting to hire you to solve their pain for them. And finally, the big insane bonus, 2 hours per month of one-on-one consulting. The total value of this package is $27,891, and that's real value. That's, you know, you're getting the course, you're getting the question and answers, you're getting the webinar secrets. The webinar secrets is probably something that I will sell as a course all by itself in the future, and it'll be at the $1,497 to $100, you know, to $1,997 price. The 6-part email follow-up sequence and the consulting bonus, $27,891 in real value. But of course, you know, this is marketing. I'm not going to be charging you $27,891 at all. I could easily charge probably, you know, $3,000 to $5,000 for this. That's what most people charge, you know, when they have call centers get a hold of you and, you know, use high pressure phone tactics to get you to buy their thing. Is usually $3,500 to $5,000, but I'm not even going to charge you that. We're going today to charge you for 25 people. The 25 people who we are going to help make $250,000 in 2018. The total price is $1,997. You have the link?
Yeah, it's agencymethod.com/system.
So I'm going to type in the link in the chat box maybe somewhere. Caleb is actually typing in the link for the course. It's www.theagencymethod/ what is it, Caleb? I'll actually just write it in this slide too.
It's theagencymethod.com/system.
Okay, www.theagencymethod.com/system. So that is the link where you can go to and you can buy this entire package today for $1,997. Again, I'm going to go through with you one more time exactly what you are going to get. If you would like me to give you my complete blueprint for building the local agency of your dreams, selling high ticket clients that want to work with you, I want to help you. I will personally lead you through 4-week interactive class where I will work with you and show you how to generate leads, turn them into clients, and ensure that your clients get results that keep them happy, keep them paying your high ticket fees. My mission for this course, I really want all 25 of you that sign up for it. I want you all to have the agency that you want. I want all of you to make $250,000 at least $250,000 in 2018. And I'm really putting myself on the line. I am going to dedicate myself to making sure at like a crazy level that you get this. So in the first week, you're going to plan out your agency. You're going to identify your best prospects. You're going to get everything lined up. All of your ducks will be in a row so that your agency by the end of week 1 will be ready to rock and roll. Week 2, we're going to talk about lead generation. You're going to learn our 7 high-ticket lead generation methods. You'll learn exactly how to target your market and sophisticated methods for approaching them. Now, remember, we only just talked about one thing today. We talked about using Groupon, but you can also use, like, Caleb and I, for example, use LinkedIn a lot. There's 5 other methods that we have. All of them, with one exception, are free. Actually, all of them with one exception are free, and the paid one isn't even really the best one. You can do all the free ones first before you worry about the paid one. In week 3, you're going to learn how to deliver amazing results to your clients. If you can't deliver results to your clients, you can close clients all day long, right? But you're just going to run on this treadmill of having to replace clients, and you'll build a bad reputation. So in week 3, we're going to focus on delivering high quality SEO, Facebook marketing, Instagram marketing, email marketing to local clients. These are the core skills that will set you up for the big paydays you're going to learn about in week 4. Week 4 is all about maximizing your money, maximizing your profits, making as much as you possibly can. I'm one of the highest paid direct marketing consultants in the world. Clients pay me up to $250,000 to teach them how to maximize their profits. In this module, I'm going to unpack all of the additional sources of revenue that you have as a local marketing agency. Most people, when they think of their local marketing agency, they think that the only thing they can do is run website is build websites and run ads for people. That is only the tip of the iceberg. There are other things you can do that will exponentially grow your business and really take it to the next level. Think of this as your funnel. Your lead magnet is getting these leads for people, right? It's getting them customers, and that's your lead magnet. And that's the only part you need to make the $250,000 business, by the way. But the next part of it is where you can really amplify things. This is your back end. This is where you can make some serious money, and we're going to unpack that in week 4. If you already have a local marketing agency, if you're already successful, if you don't need me to help you make $250,000, this is where I can help you make another $1 million or $2 million. And we'll do this, like, if you have an agency already, we'll have you scaled within just a few, within a month or 2, and especially because you'll be having the personal time with me, and we'll really scale it. So then what are the bonuses that come with this? You get the live calls every Thursday, $997 value. We will answer each and every question that you might have. We'll stay on the line until it's done, and you can submit them beforehand to make sure, like, if you're not able to show up, that your questions get answered. We have the webinar secrets. This webinar follows a very specific structure. It's designed to convert, right? And when you put a webinar in front of local clients, one thing to keep in mind too, guys, is that you guys are used to being marketed to. You guys are used to having like really hardcore sales tactics. You guys are used to seeing webinars. It's like same old thing to you, but it's not the same old thing to these local business owners that barely use the internet. So when you present a high value webinar to them, up and you position yourself as the trusted expert with your webinar, man, you're closing, you ain't going to believe how much easier it gets. And I'm going to show you exactly the structure I use to create webinars that I've created, for multi-million-dollar product launch campaigns, and that we're now using, to close attorneys, and that some of our people are using to close their other high-ticket clients. You're going to get a 6-part email follow-up sequence, $1,800 value. This 6-part email follow-up sequence is also, it's another key to really getting people that want to interact with you. that call you wanting to buy, that you don't have to call them begging for a sale. Then you're going to get 2 hours a month of one-on-one consulting with me. As I said, I usually charge $900 for 45 minutes. So this is a very real $21,600 value for you. The whole entire package is a 4-week interactive course. Each module will be released Tuesday afternoons. The value is $1,997. Then we will do 4 live question and answer calls. Each one is a value of $997. The webinar secrets, this course will be sold for between $1,497 and $1,997. I put $1,497 on there because that's the lowest price I'll be selling it at. And I just want to be honest. I don't want to inflate things and make things, say that something is more valuable than it really is, because that's the minimum price we'll be selling it at. And so I'm just going with that because, like I said, I don't want to be one of these people that attaches some bullshit value to something and is lying to you right from the beginning of things. The 6-part follow-up sequence is just 6 emails that you send to people after you've gotten in touch with them. It really also helps get them on the phone with you wanting to buy. And the ultimate bonus, one-on-one consulting, a $21,600 value. So your total value today that you're getting is $27,891 in real value. But you're getting it for you're getting it for $1,000 basically. $997 is what you're getting at for it today. You buy this, my commitment to you is to be working with you until you have a $250,000 agency. If you already have an agency, we're going to scale that thing to millions for you, and we're going to show you how to do it. And I really look forward to working with you. Here is the link that you can follow to order right now. There are only 25 spots available. Once you have paid, I'd like you to actually do me a favor. Send me an email to brandon@theagencymethod.com, and we can actually then get on a call right away and get you started. Also include your PayPal email screenshots and the payment receipt so that we know, because our technology totally freaking crashed this week. So this webinar is not a real sophisticated job, all right? Like I said, we had some major technology issues that we were not counting on and kind of had to jerry-rig this thing to get it together. Access to the training will be sent by email on Tuesday when the very first module is released. But like I said, if you sign up, get a hold of me, and we will be talking between now and then to really get you on board, really help you out and get you started in the right way. And so now I guess it's that time where if anybody has any questions, and if I'm smart enough to see them coming in, I'll answer any questions. All right, guys, it looks like because of our technology issues, we only had a few people maybe joining us.
Just give it a second for the lag on the comments.
Okay, so I'm going to give it a few seconds, I guess, because there might be a lag on this. Were you watching the webinar too?
Yeah.
Okay. Where do the comments even come in at?
They come in right on the page.
Okay.
One person commented right away.
Okay.
But there's a lag between the audio and the video that they see on the page from us delivering it. It's only like 10 to 30 seconds.
Okay.
So
I don't even see it now. Oh, here we go. It looks like I don't see anything. Questions. So there will be a replay on this, and thank you for coming, and I'll talk at you later.